Hello, today I'm going to be talking about my experience being a few months diagnosed with ADHD and kind of how I found it so far. So I've been diagnosed for 3 months or so, and I've been taking medication for what feels like that same period, but I think it was like maybe not even 2 weeks. It was like 10 days after my diagnosis that I first received the medication and started taking it. So yeah, I've been taking it for quite a while, and as somebody who wasn't used to taking tablets daily, I had to kind of get used to that. I don't enjoy that aspect of it, and a lot of the time what I've found myself doing more recently over the last few weeks is that if it gets to like 11 o'clock and I haven't taken them, I don't panic about taking them anymore. I'm just kind of like, shall I leave it? And then it'll get to 12 o'clock, and I think the latest I've left it so far is potentially like 1 p.m. and I've then taken my daily dose of Xaggitin, which is the first medication that I tried, and it's the one that I'm still continuing with at the moment. I believe it's a methylphenidate, and it could potentially be the same as Concerta. I know there's like a few different brand names, and I haven't bothered to learn which ones are which. So I think I've made 2 videos already. The first one was about my diagnosis, which is quite long, but obviously it is a bit of a long journey. I did end up self-referring to a private clinic in the UK, and that's how I ended up getting my assessment and diagnosis and titration through Psychiatry-UK. And then I made a video about Xaggitin after I'd been on it for I think 3 and a bit weeks, just to kind of give you my experience, because I think one of the hardest bits is not hardest bits but most unknown bits is the medication and what happens when you start taking it, and what does it feel like and how does it affect you and work for you. And I know it's on an individual basis, so there are some people that probably hate the one that I'm taking and really get along with others. I don't, obviously, because I've only taken Xaggitin so far, really know what the other ones are like, but at the moment where I'm at is kind of so I started to increase my dose and I ended up taking 2 a day. Do you know what? I feel like I'm supposed to be taking a lot more than I am. I went up to 2 a day and then started to go up to 3 a day, realised that I didn't have to if I didn't feel like it was necessary. Went back down to 2 a day and stayed at 2 a day because I left a note to my psychiatrist just to say that I was feeling a little depressed basically, and I was like, I wonder if that's the tablets or not. So he recommended that I just stay at 2 a day until a few weeks have gone by and I probably know how I feel a bit better. So I stayed on 2, but then I went on holiday and I left the country, so I felt like I was going to be a bit of a stress addict, whatever, a stress head nightmare to be around, and I didn't want to ruin everyone's holiday, so I was taking 3 a day. I think that I started to notice a little bit the effects of 3 again, because basically what had happened, I'd got to the point on taking 2 a day, which is that 1 is 18 milligrams, so it's work that out, math. 1 is 18 milligram, then I started to take 2 of the 18 milligram, and then I started to not feel the effects of it. So I thought I'll go on holiday and I'll take 3 just so it can rein me in a bit, maybe make me less difficult to be around, and I think it helped. But the longer that I'm on Xaggitin, the less that I notice the difference. So that's why I said recently I've started to get to mid-afternoon and I've not taken them, and I'm like, should I even bother? Should I have a day off? Maybe if I leave it a day and then take them the next day, I might feel the benefits a little bit more. After I came back off holiday, I started taking 2 a day again, and then today at around again like 12 p.m, I took 3 because I was like, fuck this, I don't feel any benefit anymore. But I also need to reorder more. And that is one of the worst things about being diagnosed and starting medication, that it's up to you to do that, and if you don't message them then you run out. So I believe I've got 1 bottle of 30 tablets left. So what I'm going to do is I'll do it tonight. Definitely doing this tonight. I'm going to ask for more, or I'm going to say, this is how I feel, shall I have more? And he'll probably say yes, and he'll probably post them. So if I need to, I will just go back down to 2 a day until I get the rest. And then when I do get the rest, I'm probably going to start consistently taking 3 a day to see if that has any impacts on me. Positives are, I'm not feeling the impacts of it, the benefits of it, but I'm also not feeling the cons of it as much. Mouth isn't as dry. My jaw feels a lot more relaxed in the last few weeks. I did get to a point where I was just a bit like, not clenching, not grinding, but just felt like there was a lot of like tension there. It was never really relaxed, whereas I don't feel like I've had that as much recently. I did take it today at 12, and I think I would be lying if I said that it wasn't working, because I did start to focus on my work after that, and I did get a little bit more, not even a little bit actually, I'm totally playing this down. I concentrated a lot more and my mind was quieter, and I didn't wander as much, and just because I'm working from home, that can be sometimes I start to just get distracted, but I didn't, so it is working. I do occasionally get headaches, but I got them prior to taking medication anyway. I believe they're tension headaches. I was reading today, somebody had an experience of Xaggitin and said that they kept getting tension headaches or like severe headaches, and they were saying that that was a side effect. But for me, I have always had those, so it's probably not the tablets, it's probably just me. But the thing is, you can do research, and you should do research, and also again, like, definitely join some communities and pages and follow accounts on social media, because all that information is great and you will learn more there than you will on any structured website by reading their blog articles, because it's just not always personal experience. And I think if you hear 1,000 people's personal experiences, you'll get a better idea than if you just read one blog article on like a study or something. So I definitely recommend that. And lost where I was going completely. Yeah, I guess obviously how I'm reacting to Xaggitin won't be how you react. So you just have to try them. But then I've got to the point where I want to increase my dose to see if it works. But then I've also realised that medication and a diagnosis does not solve the problems that you have in any way, shape or form at all, basically. Not at all. I'm still basically like in need of structure, in need of changing my thought process, in need of additional therapy, in need of employment support. And those are things that in the UK that you just don't get even if you go private. And I think there are definitely things that some of the private clinics could be doing to improve their aftercare of people that are diagnosed, because it's up to you if you contact them and say, oh, I don't feel like this, or it's up to you to say, I'm running out, or I think I should change. It's really not a hands-on approach from their end to diagnosing and successfully, I don't want to say rehabilitating, but just helping, I guess. So yeah, it can be tough. I definitely had a low before holiday, and then I went on holiday and I was like, came back and felt a little bit better about things. I think personally for me, what I've been doing is trying to change a lot of my thought habits and negative thinking processes, like rabbit holes of like negative thought, trying to like avoid those more, because I think you can absolutely spiral because nobody's supporting you unless you have excellent support already. You know, no one is supporting you, so try and support yourself, and if you have to like look into ways to change new thought patterns, definitely do that. I'm doing that at the moment and think that is really helping in place of having any kind of counselling or therapy sessions. So I think that's all I have to say today. I might make a video in the future of potentially an update, but yeah, it's a hard one because I want to give you something to take away and kind of work with and like feel good about, like, oh, there is, you know, a light at the end of the tunnel, but it's kind of just like more tunnel, but now it's labelled tunnel. So, but no, definitely, you know, pursue the diagnosis. I probably would say that for sure that I am in a better place after getting the diagnosis and trying medication, because now at least I'm not wondering about it and I can try and move forward. And I think that's all that we can all ever try and do, move forward. And it's like, you can only be loads of cheesy sayings, but it's like, just strive to be better than you were yesterday, and that's literally all we can do. And I think the biggest benefit of having the diagnosis is that you are a little bit easier on yourself. And I think with ADHD, obviously one of the biggest things can be the way you put yourself down and make yourself feel bad. And then I think once you get diagnosed, you know that that's common in people who have ADHD, and you start to think, oh, like maybe I don't have to do that. Maybe it's just like a bit of a symptom or a reaction that my brain does automatically, but that doesn't make it true. So I think it does help you be a lot easier on yourself and less hard. So, you know, that's a pro. If you have any questions, leave them in the comments. I'm happy to discuss them with you. Obviously, I know I haven't really given that much of an update, but yeah, it's difficult to say where I am really because it's still early on and it's not where I expected to be in a way. I think you just automatically expect to have more answers once that door's open, but it's not. It's like you're in a massive room with all these questions, and then there's the door and you focus on this ADHD door and you're like, just get this open, just get this unlocked, and then it will be like answer room, but you don't open the door and it's question room, and it's like, oh god. So no, but it's definitely, you can choose to look at it in a positive or negative way, so try and be positive about it. And yeah, leave me a comment if you have anything to talk about, but if not, I might see you again in the future. Thank you for watching and I hope you have a great day. Bye.